The other day, one of my subscribers asked me, do you recommend meditation to clear and settle the mind? I'm somebody that has practiced meditation for many years, and I've tried pretty much everything in the book, or at least many techniques, many practices. And so today I'm going to suggest what I think you should do if you're starting off with meditation. The first thing I'd ask you is, what is your priority, or what is your goal here? Because different people get into meditation for different reasons. Let's take a look at it from the Buddhist context. Sort of the purpose of Buddhism, to put it simply, is to become more realized, to see the truth, and to alleviate your suffering, your personal suffering. And by doing so, you become, or your goal is to become enlightened or realized. So the practices that a Buddhist practitioner might do might be very different to what you might want to do, especially because a Buddhist practitioner, when you practice certain practices, you might have very difficult experiences. So there's many different types of meditations, and let's just take a simple meditation practice, a simple concentration practice like Vipassana, which is to focus on your breath, to put your awareness on your breath. Now, for most people, simply doing that can be very relaxing. It can be very relaxing. But for some other people, you might find that all these emotions, all these thoughts, all these things that you didn't think about start to rise to the surface. And so when people try to sell you on meditation, they often talk about the benefits. But today I'd like to talk about the negatives as well. It's a pro and a con. There's always side effects, or there's always trade-offs in everything you do. It's very individual. And so if you have a lot of suppressed emotions or traumas, that's something that could happen. Practicing, for example, Vipassana, just focusing on your breath, nothing more, might make you more aware. It might make you more aware as a person. And so those things, those traumas can start to come to the surface. And so when you decide to meditate, the first question you should ask yourself is, what is your goal, and what intensity, or how much meditation would I like to do? If you're only doing 5 or 10 minutes a day, it's unlikely that you're going to get deep enough into a profound state of consciousness, which might be amazing, it might be incredible, or also could be scary, it could be uncomfortable. And so for many people, doing 5-10 minutes a day is perfectly fine. It's perfectly enough. And there's many apps like Headspace which you can check out, which introduce you to that. They introduce you to that sort of meditation as a relaxation tool. Obviously, the thing they don't mention is that whilst people may get benefits out of it, some people might get more anxious until they get better. So you might get worse until you get better. You might have to let go of things. You might become more aware of all the things you were hiding from. And after you let go of those things, after you resolve those things, your meditation will improve. But often there is a bump or slump where things get worse until they get better. So that's something to keep in mind, especially if you're practicing one of those more concentration type practices or awareness type practices. Now, going into Buddhism, a lot of what they talk about is gaining insight into the elements of what arises. So the sensations, you notice these sensations as they rise, you notice aspects of them, and you are attempting to pierce through the illusion of reality. You're attempting to see beyond the veil. And if your goal is an enlightenment, I would say you don't have to do it. If you just want to become more relaxed and concentrated, practice those techniques. Just practice the relaxation, practice the body scanning, practice the yoga nidra, which is to relax muscles in your body. You don't have to practice insight practices and really inquire into a lot of those aspects of, what is the sensation made up of? What are the components of the sensation? Because the deeper you get into the stuff, the more you realize it's about investigation. It's about investigating into these sensations, all these different things when you are meditating. But for a simple practitioner, don't worry about that. And sorry, I'm kind of rambling here, and I'm kind of getting into almost complicated territory. But that's sort of my background. There's also other techniques you can try, like becoming grateful. Grateful practices are practices I would suggest to anybody, and I would say it's the safest kind of practice, especially if you have existing patterns and traumas and things like that, and anxieties, because it's about focusing on evoking the emotion of gratitude. And a practice you could do in Buddhism, they call this a metta, loving kindness meditation. Tony Robbins' priming technique is similar, where he forces you to, he asks you to evoke memories that you are grateful for, people you are grateful for, sending people loving kindness. Master Ko in his meditation says that as well. It's a very heart-based practice. And I would say that's the best practice to do if you aren't in a monastery and you just want to have a better experience of life. Because when you can tap into your heart, you can start to feel more grateful for things, then you are going to start to appreciate things more, and you are going to have a better experience. And so, my short answer is try things out, see what happens. If you are starting to encounter very difficult experiences, maybe take a step back and try something else. Try something lighter, try something like metta or priming or going to loving kindness, and see where it leads you. And that's pretty much it for this video. I think there's something else I wanted to add, but I completely forgot about it. I remember. I remember now. So you go to the gym. Let's say you go to the gym and you want to work out. You aren't just going to practice one technique. You're not just going to do bicep curls. Imagine going to the gym and just doing bicep curls. You're not going to do that. You're going to do your squats, you're going to do your bench, you're going to do your deadlift, you're going to do a whole bunch of things. I would say the same thing is true with meditation. You want to have a well-rounded practice. Now, if you are a beginner, don't worry about this. It's just something to think about, something to keep in mind, because I don't think many people tell you this. But just like in the gym, you do multiple exercises. In a good meditation practice, you look at different things and try to be a well-rounded athlete. For example, one day you might be practicing body scanning. Another day you might be just noticing the sensations in your breath, just concentrating on the sensations around your nostrils. Another day you might be practicing metta or loving kindness meditation. Another day you might be practicing different energy practices. Another day you might even be doing self-inquiry.
I'm so sorry.
That's alright.
Sorry. Come on.
Yeah, dog just came up. So what I was saying is, you can practice different things, just like a well-rounded athlete. Just something to think about. But for now, sorry, this has been a total ramble. At least I'm practicing my speaking skills on the subject, but basically just pick something, try it out, see where it leads you, and enjoy. Peace.